Hey, I'm Nick. I'll be showing you how to play Jailbreak, a co-op game for 2 or 4 players. The objective of this game is to try and escape the jail that you're in by collecting 4 keys and other items needed to escape while fending off the guards and the warden. See, this is the warden piece. These are the guard pieces. This is how you keep track of when guards spawn. This is how you keep track of how many times players have been in solitary confinement. These are all the items that you can collect. These are the player pieces. These are all the die for the players and guards. Okay, here's how you play the game. Players get basically 4 actions which they can use to move, pick up items, or discover other areas of the map. Basically, like, player 1 goes here, discovers this space. He can move 3 more spaces, either to here, here, or here. But you do not have to use basically all your actions in one turn. The second player can either go the same way and discover another card, or just go whichever way they want. Idiot. After the second player does their turn, the next player goes, since there are no guards on the board. So player 1 will discover this card and move here. Then player 2 will move here and discover this card, which is a guard tower, which has a guard spawn and an item in it, but cannot be accessed yet since there's no key for it has been found. Pause. Since a guard spawn has been discovered, since player 2's turns ended, this goes up once. This is the guard's turn, and basically since it was discovered, guard spawns. And guards, since they can move 2 spaces, go after the nearest player, which is either one of these. And since it landed on player 2 space, player 2 has to roll to see if it either wins, loses, or is able to sneak past the guard. And player 2 basically lost. So player 2 has to go the solitary confinement for. Pause. Since player 2 is in solitary confinement, this goes up 1, and player 2 is stuck in solitary confinement for the next 2 turns. Now it is player 1's turn, and player 1 will be going this way. Now it goes to the guard. Goes there. and another guard basically spawns. Since player 2 is in solitary confinement, that player loses 2 turns, and this counter basically goes up 1. If it hits 5, the game is over, and it basically goes on to the guards, then player 1, and player 2 does not get his next turn. So begin though. Alright, so it's player 1's turn again. He will go here, discover that, and move there. Player 2, still in solitary confinement, won't be able to move. So, onto the guards, who will both head out here after player 1, since it is the closest player. And back to player 1, who will discover this, move in here to the hospital, which has a key in it. So next turn, player 1 will be able to pick that up. And when any player finds the guard tower with red doors on it, they can just walk right through it. Now it's now more guards spawn, and these two still go after player 1. And now that player 1's turn, he can take the key and be able to go through the locked door of that color. Discover this, and it's the warden's office, so the warden spawns, and it has a key. The warden can basically move 3 spaces, and if player has a guard uniform, it does not affect the warden or any guards on the same space as the warden. So player 1 basically ends his or her turn, and player 2 finally gets out of solitary confinement and moves there. Oh, the guard's movement, this guard will go down here. These two will go down here as well, and the warden will go here. And the warden lost the combat, so he gets taken out until next turn when he spawns back. Now player 1 will go in here, grab the key, and now this guard tower is able to be accessed by the players. And player 1 will go back this way. Player 2 will go into the guard tower. And more guards spawn. And head for the nearest player, which is orange. Since player 2 is on a spot with 2 guards, he has to fight both. And he manages to take out 1 guard and loses to another. And is thrown in solitary confinement again. And player 1 will head this way. And head for a Cellbot, which has a knife arm, which gives you +3 to your rolls in combat. And that basically finishes off that turn. Now the warden spawns back in, and the guards basically head for player 1. Player 2 is in solitary, so doesn't move. And player 1 will pick this up. And we'll have +3 to its roll. Then discover this, which is the finish, which can't be accessed until you have all 4 keys. Where we'll have to go this way and can't access that either. To win the game, you have to find all 4 keys in order to access finish and have all players on finish to win. In order to lose the game, you have to all players had to have ended up in solitary confinement 5 times, or all guards are on the board. And that's how you play Jailbreak.